Hi everyone, welcome back to MBS Podcast.
How's life, everyone?
Great.
Great, Meyer.
Well, today's podcast is different since we made it virtually.
Yes, and virtual doesn't mean it obstruct the change to share something, right?
Good. Thanks. The topic for today is so deep.
Oh, really? What is that, Sion?
Today we will discuss about 20 years from today. What do we want others to know about us?
Wow, that sounds interesting.
Yeah. Well, now we will move to on this first section for our podcast. We will share our own story.
Since we only have two boys and a girl, so we can utilize the phrase is ladies first.
Okay, guys, since I am the ladies one in this group, so maybe I can tell the story of my life. So my life began when I was born on February 15, 2001, and I am originally from Yogyakarta. By nationality and by blood, I am 100% Indonesia and 100% Japanese. And I am the middle child. I have a younger brother and older sister. Now I have lived in Jebesan Kalitter Kabupaten Sleman, Jakarta with my parents, and I'm originally from Jogja. And my name Bella, which is in a Latin language, it means beautiful, and I do believe with a Japanese culture, like our name is our parents' hope. So yeah, Bella means beautiful because I'm born to be. And as appearance, I have a medium length straight like hair, like eyes, a black nose, and tan skin. I am about 1.57 meters tall, and my weight is around 42 kilograms. And like many teenage girls, I like to dress up, but then I prefer to not to tie my hair because I have a small face and I prefer to lose my hair and then it can cover my small face. And I have many interests such as pink color and then matcha is my favorite flower. So as many people call it as a green tea, but I prefer to call it matcha because it's a little bit pricey and yeah, precious if we call matcha. And then I also like watching Korean drama since I am a K-popers. K-popers is the person who like Korean culture, and I was being K-popper since grade fourth of elementary school. And in the terms of personality, I'm such an outgoing person with a good sense of humor. And I can admit that how confident I am. And everyone who knows me can attest to that. I always make a small smile when I talk to other people. And then it, I do believe if I make a small smile, I can overcome my nervousness and I can make a friend easily. I can mingle with another new person and I'm not scared to open the conversation first. And then I do believe if I'm such an energetic and talkative person too, and I seldom to take myself into the rude position or being rude to someone else because yeah, I just enjoy my process when I have to be bound with another people or to share something else in the conversation. And moreover, I'm a friendly person. I am sociable and quite a religious person, but it doesn't mean I have never committed any sins in the entire of my life. And then I'm not the type of person who is scared to face something that will be happen in the future. But I don't know why I didn't already had a growth mindset, but my confidence leads me to be braver, to be not scared with everything, as I always put my best in everything that I will be done. And I'm likely to a risk-taking person since I have persuaded myself to be a successful person, to be a good person and better person for future. And I still doubt myself if I will not be stopped or postpone everything from achieving the best in my life. But my bad personality, I think I am such a spoiled girl that always show my dependency towards the closest connection around me, like my parents, my boyfriend, and so on. Yeah.
Wow, sounds great.
Thank you for sharing, Bella. I think this interesting story. So, because you are from Jogja, I want to ask you, where is your favorite place in Jogja? Could you recommend me? Because I'm from the place from Borneo, that's so far from Jogja.
Well, if you ask me the recommendation place in Jogja, actually, Yogyakarta is such a wonderful religion since I was born in this area and I grew in this area also. So I think the society, the nature, the culture, and the characteristic are so fantastic. And I do believe if Yogyakarta is made when God is happy because yeah, you can find anything here. So I don't have any specific favorite place here because every single part in Yogyakarta is special for me. But I will recommend you some place if you are looking for recommendation. If you're looking for some heritage places, you can go to Keraton Yogyakarta and then Malioboro or alun-alun. So it's like a cultural and heritage that have a many history about Yogyakarta. Or if you're looking for some natural balance, you can go to beaches, many beaches, because in the forest place like Gunung Kidul has beaches like no Parangtritis, I mean Drini and Beti Ombo, or Parangtritis and Puaru in Bantul. So from like from this side to this side, you can find the beach there. Or if you are looking for some cozy place just to hang out or just to cooling down your mind, you can go to a cozy or comfortable coffee shop in Yogyakarta and you can explore it on Google because yeah, I do believe if in our area in Yogyakarta now it's not only about the heritage place because there is so much coffee shop because many teenager and young people spend their time there. Or you can go to Hartono Mall, I guess. Yeah. Have you ever go there?
Yes, I have
Okay.
gone there.
Hartono Mall is the biggest mall in Central Java, and there is a lot of brand, and then yeah, everything is there, from the affordable one to pricey one.
So thank you for coming, Bella. So uh, Jogja have a lot of destination like natural or some like uh, Hartono. When I was in semester three, I go to the Hartono. I was lost.
Wow,
Yes, Hartono is so very very big, and it's mind
So,
blowing when you go there alone.
by the way, Bella, who is your favorite artist?
Uh,
Do you
well,
have some? Do you
uh,
have some?
since I like a Korean culture from the variety show, drama, I also love their song, their K-pop song, Korean pop song. So my favorite artist so far is Sonya Today or Girls' Generation, you know guys? The girl group who's in G G G G baby baby. Okay, I guess you know those are pretty girls, and I was idolizing them. But as far they not as popular in this time because they are older now, and then they are not do any promotion or release some new song. I can't say if I'm not idolizing them again at all at this time. So I don't have any special artist as my favorite, but I'm still coming up with the newest released K-pop song from Blackpink. So I guess Blackpink is my another favorite artist at this time.
Wow, it sounds good. I like
Same.
Blackpink too, especially Lisa.
Me too.
Mhm.
Yeah, they are also beautiful. So, in your life, what is your biggest dream, Bella?
My biggest dream. At first, when I was child, actually I wanted to be a flight attendant for an international group like Garuda Indonesia or even a Singapore Airlines. uh, because I thought this kind of job would bring a joyful experience. It gives a high salary. I can work while traveling. I can stay pretty during work since I always put a makeup on my face and got proper facilities such as accommodation and so on. Here, as the remote point, and the most ultimate reason why I choose a flight attendant as my future goal it's because that the high salary, staying pretty during work, and then I could travel around the world freely. But time-wise, I'm getting older, but I'm still short and I'm not getting higher, I think. So yeah, I just think that this kind of job, being a flight attendant, is not exciting at all because there are so many standardized requirements like a proportional weight or proportional height, and then it should take a long training procedures before officially being hired. And even after I have been accepted to certain or particular airlines company, I'm supposed to have a tight variable schedule, etc. So beside here, I just cannot quit this dilemma for my future goal, for my biggest dream. So I need another way to keep on my track for my biggest dream. So in this case, I found some challenges. I find some obstacles to reach my future dream. But yeah, I will find I will say if everything is not easy at the first, but I will highly recommend saying that if you must be believe in God's power, guys.
I agree with God's power. 'Cause we are from Borneo and I'm come to Jogja with God's power. So we are in the same study program in Sanata Dharma. Do you have a problem in the LSP? You study with it?
Yes, of course. I have been a college student at ELESP Sanata Dharma University since 2019 with you guys. And the reason why I chose ELESP, this program study, is because English is my favorite subject at school. And I just thought that comparing to other subject at school, I am have expertise in this subject. So in this case, I when I figure out that I absolutely cannot be a flight attendant, I assume that I still have a second chance. So flight attendant who commonly engage with English language. So I choose the LESP also, which also engage with English. So here I claim that I have to find another route for my future goal, and I will use PBE as the answer. In the first year, I could say if everything was better in that semester because I have many friends, I meet you guys, and then I'm confident enough for a good grade since I always put my biggest effort on every learning subject at the LESP. And during that year, I followed the learning process with extremely enthusiasm. And yeah, I just enjoy the process to grow together with our beloved rector and our friends together. And honestly, I'm expected to graduate earlier and get a proper job faster so I can help my family economically and since my older sister has already married, and then my father has retired from his company this year, and I become the oldest child. So yeah, I just want to be a graduate earlier and get a proper job. But in this pandemic era, it's like it's break every hope in our student life because yeah, pandemic is like what? Like the obstacle to get something that we expected at first. But my life motto is be brave and let's move. Since I do believe it could be more than a word or sentence, but it also helps me to define who I am and help me to set my future goals. So it becomes a supreme belief to replace the negative thinking with another supportive self-esteem, I guess.
Wow, that's a great story, Bella. It inspired me to tell my story too.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for sharing, Bella. Maybe Mayor want to tell story, but I will tell my story later. Good luck, Mayor.
Okay, so well, this time it's my turn to tell my life story about who I am. My name is Mario Meyer, and I was born in Sleman on 6 August 2001. But my process of birth was not as simple as other babies. My mother once told me that when she was about to give me birth, she blacked out for 3 days. Really. So I was born through a cesarean process, and at the time I had a considerable weight for the newborn, and that is the reason why I cannot be born normally. And long story short, when I started growing older, my parents got divorced. Unfortunately, got divorced when I think when I was 5 years old. That was where my dark story began. For it was not easy to be a broken home children, and a lot of insult come to me every day, like every single day. I was also often envious of my friends when my one semester worth of lessons was shared. But my parents can come, since my mom can come to my school. And I grew up in an environment that was always insulting me and even degrading to me. Many times I got insulted by my friends too, saying that I had no father. And at the time, I often went to the bathroom and cried, but I never showed in the crowd. Since childhood, I have lived with many insults every single day. Really, every single day, I got a lot of insult, and I gradually become casual when I was insulted by my friends because I was used to accepting it. Since childhood, I have been taught to struggle and to work hard by my mother. Even when I was in elementary school, I sold chocolate made by my mother. And during the recess, I always walked through every class to offer my chocolate. And I did it until I graduated elementary school, I simply did it because to cover my school expenses every month. And from there, I had a strong personality. I think I had a strong personality, always working hard to achieve what I wanted until the time when I was in senior high school. I felt the phrase called cinta monyet. Yes, cinta monyet for the first time. And I fell in love with a beautiful girl who was very kind. And in fact, I had her for a long time. I had I I start like her for a long time ago, and uh, I had been in relationship with her around 2 years maybe until when I graduated high school, she decided to leave me for no apparent reason. unfortunately. But as long as I was with that girl, her parents didn't like me. Very didn't like me, and even I was despised by her. Moreover, uh, her mother once said that her daughter didn't deserve to hang out with a man like me. I know it's really hurt me, but uh, with humble, I surely did not stay still. And from that moment on, I began to prove. I want to prove who who I am, like who I really was. And since graduating high school, I have been working part time as a chef at one of pizza restaurants. I think all of you already know about that. I I started working part time in I think semester one until semester two, and now I'm a student in ELSP of Sanata Dharma like you guys. And but it's really not my desire to go there to go here because this is was my mother choice. For as a child, my mother had always taught me English because she is a tour guide too. And when I was in school, in junior high school, I often ran English competitions too. And it's hate uh it is and it's hate I won first place in English speech competition organized by the Canisius Foundation. The competition was followed by every Canisius, I guess every Canisius in entire city of Yogyakarta. It was there that my mother encouraged me to learn English when I went to college. And back when I was working, I always set aside my own salary every month when I went to college. So when I finished from college, uh, I always went to that restaurant to work. And the reason why I always set aside my salary every month is that I want to build my own business out from my own labor without my parents' help. And I wanted to learn be self-reliant. And the reason why I want to build my own business was that I remembered the words of my ex-girlfriend's mother who looked down on me. So in addition to trying to live on by my own, I wanted to prove to her that I was capable of being successful man until when the COVID-19 pandemic uh, my until the COVID. I think the beginning. I think the beginning of COVID-19, the restaurant I work at had been forced and closed for bankruptcy. So at the time, I was confused. I wondered what to do, especially since my parents' finances were unstable at the beginning. And at the beginning on my business career, many people underestimate me too, especially after they found out that my business is selling secondhand clothes. I was under a lot of pressure at the time, especially when I started my business while I still in college. I struggled to manage my time between managing my business and doing my assignment. So and today I still felt that problem. And in fact I often stayed up late during my assignment until I got sick in in early semester four, until I got sick for nearly I think a week from because I have exhaustion. Long story short, the business I was running started to seem growing, and I had been running for I think less than 1 year. less than a year, and but thankfully now I own my own shop. I have my own store, and that's all story about me, guys.
Wow, speechless, Maya. Great, very,
You're
very
so strong,
powerful.
Meyer.
Thank you
So
guys.
that from your story, I believe you have some biggest dream in your life. Also, with maybe in your business or in your family or in yourself or in your study. So, what is your biggest dream, Meyer?
Wow, that's a good question, Sean. Thank you for asking. So my biggest dream in the world is I want to have my own shop branches all over in Indonesia. And if I manage to do that, I want to take my mother on a world trip. I
Wow,
think just only that.
wow, I just, wow, your story is so powerful. So back then, if we talk about the flashback of your story of your life, so how is your relationship with God? Like, you have experienced the deepest down in your life or the deepest condition at that time, but how you still having a good relationship with God?
Good question, Bella. So when I was in that difficult time, my honestly, my relationship with God was somewhat strained because I didn't at first feel accepted that I should be the one to go through such trial until finally there was a point I was made aware of, and I began to seek the Lord and to yield to Him.
Great. I assume that your story, your life is incredible actually. So, like, you are not too shy, you are not too scared to share your personal challenges in your life, and just a few people can do that, and it's a very, very excellent, I think.
I believe I agree with Bella. It's incredible story, and you are so strong. I mentioned before. Then in your struggle, you can never give up from your struggle. Then now you believe that you will succeed. So when you're in struggle, who is your hero, Mayor?
Well, if you were to ask me about who became the hero of my life, of course, the answer would be my mother and God. Because as long as I live in my powers come to God, and my intellect is trained by my mother. And how about your story, Sion? Actually, I can't wait to hear your story too.
Uh, okay, this is my turn. There's nothing special in my story. So my name is Sion. This is my short name. I'm from East Borneo. I was born in Tring, first place, the Catholic missionaries in East Borneo. It was on 19th December 2001. I was predicted by the doctor in the hospital. I was a girl, but so my dad prepared my name is Gloria Putrision, but they were shocked I'm a boy. So my dad changed my name to Gloria Putrasion. So in my childhood is I live normally like other children. So in the when I was in the Borneo before this college, I'm a shy person, but I can solve it. I try to speak in front of people, and now I can speak normally. Uh, Maybe in the last semester, I had long hair. This this is for impressive moment. I have a long hair around my shoulder. So I was inspired by Mr. Big, one of my favorite governments. Now I have medium short hair, even though I try to make it long. If you see if you see me from the far, like in the campus, you can see the main wire with a big body and brown skin. It's me. So I'm addicted to sport as like running, swimming, and other sports. I have a lot of volleyball friends. I usually play volleyball in Bavarsari behind Estetunas, or now it's being changed to ITNY. I also like reading books. I finished some books like Malala by Wildfall and Nicholson, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey, and also some easy books to read on campus. If I'm not mistaken, I read in Era. Now I'm trying to finish Toto-chan, even though I've read around 14% of the book. I usually wrote books on Kindle and PDF drive. I also like manga. I've read half of One Piece, but I didn't continue it. When I was child, I went to garden with my dad every day. I accompanied him in gardening. When I was in elementary school, I like selling vegetable, fruit, and some kind of gorengan. I like berniaga. So I like this selling like that to get extra money to bring it to school. Related to selling vegetable and other, like I mentioned before, I tried to start small business and hope to get success. Now I'm a student in LSP student of Sanata Dharma University. I chose ELSP because I want to learn and teach English in my course. On campus, I have some problems with phonetic symbols, so I need to work hard in phonetic symbols. In LSP, I found a lot of experiences. I joined committee, studied, and learned the foreign language. Now I'm joining the BMU in campus, and Bella is my partner there. I learned how to be responsible to others and grow. In my life, I believe to never stop before I get the achievement. So this is my short story of my life. Thank you for hearing. Thank you for listening to me.
Great. And yes, we are a partner in BAM. So BAM is like what? Like the official organization in our campus, right? So
Yes.
good sharing. So I was wondering why you choose ELESP Sanata Dharma University, which is it is in Yogyakarta, and you are coming from East Borneo, that it is so far from your region. So why you choose ELESP Sanata Dharma University?
Yeah, that's also my question too for you.
For the reason, guys, I just know Sanata Dharma at least 2 days before I registered in Sadar. I looked for the information and found that ELSP in Sadar is one of the best programs there. So my dad asked me to try ELSP. Yeah, I'm here.
It's a good story. It's a good story, Sion. I was shocked to hear your reason.
Yes, I am.
By the way, we know that if you are originally from East Borneo, so I guess there is a culture shock. So it is a differences between our culture, Japanese culture, in your own culture. So have you ever found any culture shock since you moved from East Borneo to Yogyakarta?
Absolutely, yes. I used to smile to everyone, and most of the foods in Jogja are originally sweet, and like in the what is in Jogja, all of people always respectful to each other. So I like Japanese.
At first, do you shy to talk to another person? Or you feel shy?
No.
Okay. So, by the way, have you ever experienced some obstacles? Like, since we know that you live in boarding house, maybe you now you are at where where you are at
It's
now?
my lovely boarding house.
Okay, at boarding house alone, alone or
Yes,
yeah.
but next to my room there is my friend from Asmat, Papua.
Okay. So like I, I cannot wondering if I was far from my parents and live in a boarding house. So have you ever experienced some challenges to live alone in the boarding house that far away from your family, Sion?
Yes, it is exactly yes. For the first time boarding house, I should do all by myself, like bring cupboard, and I didn't have a motorcycle at the time, so I should walk around my boarding house to look for food or something to I use in boarding house. So this is our experience that in the past in the first time I didn't know how to use Gojek or Grab, guys.
Okay, I have one question for you. Uh, I think every students who far away from their hometown ever feel homesick. Did you know about homesick? Like, I miss my mother, I miss my father, my family. So, uh, what 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 you do if you feel homesick? Maybe you call my mother or other family or what? I want to know about that.
When I'm homesick, I usually call them my mother or my father. So when I was in the first semester or in second semester, the internet connection there in my village there is no internet connection, guys. So this is the reason why I didn't bake in the first time corona. So that is I should they using what is telephone cellular. They didn't use WhatsApp, so I can connect to them and see them by video call like that. So I just hear their voice. But now, at least around 6 months ago, the internet connection have been made by the government, so I can see them we by video call.
So your relationship with your family is still good, right? So you still contacting with your family.
Yes, Bella, of course.
Okay, well, I have a question for Sion. So, Sion, you know that you are from other region, and here I want to know what do you want to be in the future, like your future, like what a future goal.
I just want to be rich. That's it.
Okay.
In the when I was in elementary school, I want to be a doctor. Uh, when I was in senior high school, in uh, first years senior high school, I want to be a nurse because my mother and my father are nurses, and I want to be a nurse. Then in the last year of junior senior high school, I want to be a soldier, but my what is I'm short.
How about you, Mayor? Have your future goal has changed?
Uh, I think I don't have specific future goals for like 20 years 20 years later, but I set my plan in my notebook. I set my plan for, I think, if if I'm not mistaken, I think for 3 years later. And of course, the first plan is I want to developing my own online store. And actually, to be honest, I have one small dream for maybe for 3 years later. I want to move my shop, my store in Casa Grande. I think I think some of you know about Casa Grande, right? I know if I have if I have my shop, my store in there, it will cost a lot of money per month. I know, so that's why I I started to work hard every day. Like, I often stay up late, because not because doing something or scrolling Instagram or uh, playing any games. Maybe the other friends will think about me like, uh, uh, he is always playing game in midnight. But actually, I often stay up late because I was wondering, I was confused, I was overthinking, overthinking about what should I do tomorrow, what should I do today, yeah, yeah, just like this. And my future dreams, my dreams in childhood, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in elementary school, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be an astronaut because I watching I watch I see the astronaut. Uh, I think it's very cool. I can go to the moon. I can go to the other planets. And uh, when I was in maybe in junior high school, I want to be a musician because I like to play guitar. And when I when I try to when I try to uh, when I try to reach my dream, it was not easy. It's quite difficult because my mother doesn't support me to be a musician, because she because uh, once she said, like, if you be a musician, you cannot have a lot of money, because in Indonesian, a lot of musician doesn't doesn't get any respect from others. And if you if you want to be a musician, make sure you have good sense of music too. And and uh, you have to realize that many people will hate speech to you if your song if your album is not really good, like that. So yeah, I changed my dream. And I think in senior high school, I don't think about what will what will I become in a few years later. So yeah, just let it flow like water. Yeah, I think that's all.
Wow. So you have already set your future goal to have like a branches store and then something else. And it is a very good because personally, I still confused for the future life. How about you, Sion? What do you expect to be in the future?
After this, after finish this program, study program, I want to look for some scholarship, then continue in MPBI or in other university in Jogja. I want to be a teacher because I inspired by my my brother. My brother is nursing in the Erlangga.
Okay, well, last question, guys. Because personally, I have never expected to belong to this educational field. Like, I have studied in the educational field, like English language education study program. Because at first, actually, I prefer to study an English literature. So my question is, uh, what will you do? For example, have you ever experienced? Yeah, I do believe if we ever experience many difficulties in ELESP, but what do you want to overcome it? So do you want to start again for the beginning, or you want to continue what you have done, or you want to quit this problem, guys? Your honest answer, please.
Okay, for me, maybe like Bella already mentioned before, uh, I still, I still, I will still continue this, yeah, and but for me, I think this semester will be the last, not the last, uh, uh, because yeah, you know, guys, if you if you already have your own business, if you have already another another job to do, you will you often feel exhausted because your your focus will be terbagi, right? So I think uh, honestly I want to take a take a break. I want to take a tutti in the beginning of this semester, but uh, I postponed and I will take it in the next semester. So in semester five, unfortunately, you guys cannot see me in another class in like every single days. Uh, because I want to focus on my business. I want to focus on developing my online store, my shop for one semester, I think. And yeah, that's it for me.
Maybe that is your choice, Meyer. So you can do by yourself that this I should do this, and maybe uh, I must postpone this semester, but I will continue it because in this in college we can postpone this semester, then we can continue it later. So that will be okay. Good luck and keep it up.
Yes, good luck, guys, for your choice, for Meyer choices or Sion choices. So I
Thank you guys. Thank you.
so I guess it is the end of our podcast, of our today's podcast. I hope the best for you guys, and don't forget to use our power for our future. Okay, see you guys.
Okay, guys.
See
Thank you
you.
for
Thank you.
see you.